Oh, hello there. You know, I just got done playing this masterpiece, The Last of Us 2, which reminds me of the prequel, The Last of Us, which has a common theme with the Uncharted series, all made by Naughty Dog. And that theme is there's a lot of melee combat where you have to go hand in hand with multiple opponents. So I analyzed some of their fighting styles between the games, and I wanted to see would it really work in practice. And that's this episode of Gamer Reality Check. Let's take it to the gym.
Alright, so here I'm emulating how in The Last of Us 2, or Last of Us, as well as Red Dead Redemption, how they fight. Notice these big, overbearing swings. And if you're watching, there's a lot of telegraphing going on. You can see that I'm about to swing. And when they dodge here, their eyes are low, and it's not very much of a boxer dodge. In the next clip, I'll show you how a boxer might bob and weave a little bit. But a lot of telegraphing going on here. Big overswings. It looks very powerful. However, against an experienced fighter, they'll read that, and they'll either dodge or evade it quite easily, which we'll see next in the experiment.
Alright, so we did a quick demo of how the video game fighters fight, or throw punches, and how a boxer or a trained fighter might throw a fight. I have here Andrew. Say hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Andrew's one of our trained fighters, and I'm going to fight him like he's a video game character would fight, with these wild haymakers and very telegraphed movements. But we're going to see how well it works against a trained fighter. Now, I'm wearing this headgear because I anticipate I'm going to get lit up. Oh. Also in video games, they never block, they dodge. So I'm going to try and do this dodging thing. Ready?
Alright, so we slowed down this clip here so you can see what's going on here. As I take this big overswing, watch him easily take my back. Andrew is pretty much, he's been fighting with us for a while, so he can read punches, and he's either blocking or dodging these punches quite easily. And at the same time, he's counterattacking. Now, I was able to get one or two lucky shots in, mostly to the body, because I know he struggles with a little bit of the body shots there. But I was unable to land a single clean shot on him for this bout. And Andy was being nice to me because when he saw the back of my head or like the exposed spots, he was going soft on me. But in a real survival situation, in let's say Red Dead or Last of Us, these flaws could be very dangerously exposed.
Alright, we just did a quick 1-minute demonstration of fighting like a video game character. Andy, what did you think about that fight?
It was actually pretty easy to start to defend and counter. So when you're coming in between wildly, it's easy to counter the 360 defense and counter and hit you straight in the face. So it's a lot easier to defend than when you're swinging wildly.
Was it easy to see?
Yes, very easy to see.
Well, that's our real take. Let's see what it looks like if we tighten things up a little bit and go a minute how a boxer might see so we can see the comparison.
Alright, so here I'm doing a little bit of shadow boxing from what you might see from a boxer. I'm trying to keep my movements quick, efficient, and keep myself guarded at the same time. So instead of these big, wide swings, you'll see that it's pretty tight, and as soon as I'm done with the punch, I recoil immediately back to my guard, so I am in a position where I can strike again or block from a counterattack. And the dodging, I'm trying to keep my eyes on the opponent, whereas the other ones, you're just kind of scurry along the ground. So let's see how this works in a match.
Alright, so we're going to do a quick 1-minute round, see what it looks like if we tighten things up, and let's see the difference.
Alright, so in the second bout, we're slowing this down a little bit again. You can see that it's a lot less one-sided where Andrew's not just pummeling me. With the tighter guard, it's a lot easier to be a little bit more discreet when you throw your punches and recover back to your guard to protect yourself. Where in the games, they're very just much going for power, and it leaves them exposed, which you saw in the first clip. Here you should see that both me and Andrew are kind of defending themselves better and able to throw out these punches that are a little bit more discreet and harder to read.
Alright, so we just got done with the minute round. Andrew, what do you notice in comparison between the wild swing and the little tighter up formation?
It's a lot different than the wild swing. You have to actually kind of look for the subtleties in the fight. So if you want to try to get a clean hit on, you have to look for the small subtleties, and you have to, when I'm trying to defend those punches, again, it's back to those small subtleties. Right?
So these wide telegraph movements.
Yeah. So when you're coming close, it's hard to tell that that's going to be a straight punch, right? Until
And versus if I cock my arm back and then throw it.
yep, yeah, completely different.
As on the receiving end, I noticed I took significantly less hits. So I know, again, with our game and Last of Us 2, let's say Uncharted, they're not really necessarily trained fighters. They're more just so survivors and brawlers. So it kind of makes sense that they would fight like that. But I think against like trained soldiers and fighters or whatever, they might struggle a little bit, as you saw in the first clip.
Go.
So after our experiment, what we found in Naughty Dog games, specifically the Uncharted series and The Last of Us, is they're really big on these big, strong swings. So in our practice, in our experiment, we found against trained fighters, they very easily can read the oncoming attack and either dodge or block it and counterattack at the same time. And in addition to that, not only do they block it quite easily, we overswing and we expose our backside, which we don't want to do. So I think in the video game, the reason why they do these big, powerful swings is because it looks cool. I mean, like, when you're going against a bad guy, you want to see Nathan Drake or you want to see Abby just deck a dude in the face. It's very satisfying as the gamer. But in reality, it doesn't really check out very well against an experienced fighter that can read it and evade it. So, for Gamer Reality Check, we do have to take into account that these are hardened survivors. Some of them have military experience. Some of them are either militia or private armies. So they would have had formal training. So would Nathan Drake or, let's say, Abby been able to take on all these opponents using such bad form? I'm leaning more of a no. But it was very entertaining to watch. If you like this video, please like or subscribe. I am trying to grow this channel. Leave a comment if you want to see anything else in the any more games. And I am trying to do another one of these video series where we do multiple attackers, because in both those games we're never really fighting one person. We're always fighting like multiple people, and that's what I want to see. Can one person take on 2 or 3 guys? But that's for another time.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and